Welcome to the Dell EMC Unity XT Crew Removal and Replacement Series. In this series of short videos, we're going to use Unisphere and UEM CLI commands to identify faulted custom replaceable units on a Dell EMC Unity XT storage system. We'll then look at the ways to prepare the system for service, including service mode and reset and hold modes. We'll demonstrate the removal and replacement of the faulted crew, and finally verify the replacement crew is working correctly. One of the first things you want to do is to log on to the storage system using the Unisphere interface. This requires that you have initialized the system and provided an IP address in your browser, and once you do that, you're going to be brought to the page that you see here. You're going to have a username along with a password. That combination was also set up during the initialization process. And once you provide those correct credentials, we'll be able to log in and view the dashboard page. We're on the dashboard page and we see we have a single hardware error. We mouse over that, we can get a number of crews that could be the possibilities here as the failure. And by go ahead and clicking on that view system status, we can get similar information about that. Software versions, time, etc. Now by going to the alerts, we can see we have a cooling fan module that needs to be replaced. And it has a failure and it was logged, and it also logs a system failure. So let's look at the log, and the log should give us a similar time and date, and it does. So we have an SP, we have that SPB, and we have a cooling module. So let's look at it through the system view, and the system view does display an error. It displays the DPE cooling module, and it has other modules, and it's not a critical alert because the other fans are still running the system. And here we see it here as faulted. So right now we're pretty confident we have to replace that cooling module at B0. And we're looking at the top view here. Now you can also verify that with the UEM CLI command. In this case I'm using the ID of that fan to see that I have a failure, a major failure, just to confirm that. And we need to go ahead and bring that into service mode. So from the service task page, we see that we have a failure logged, but the storage processes are healthy. Now this happens to be SPB, it's the primary SP, so I'm going to have to bring that SP into service mode. You can see the enter service mode is selected. I press execute and I go ahead and enter the password for the service user, and I say OK. Now this is time-lapse. Of course it's going to take a while for that to boot, and when it finally loses communication, it does that of course because you booted the primary SP. You'll see your service mode indicators, fault SP, amber and blue at 1 second intervals, and the unsafe to remove LED is lit on the pair SP, indicating that you never want to remove that storage processor in that condition. So I'm going to look to uncable everything here. Again, for clarity, I'm just going to disconnect all the cables, but our issue is with the SPB. Make sure you mark those cables when you actually disconnected them all. And use your little blue handles. You have to push those in and slide that cover off, and then we want to locate the fan module in question here. So you can see that B0 is the first fan. It has a little connector to the motherboard. You have to go ahead and pull that off. And the fans have those two little blue handles you can see here that need to be pushed together as well. And that's you always want to grab it by those. And the replacement fan simply pushes in there and make sure you are connected back on the motherboard. A simple replacement. Put your cover back on, slide that back into the storage processor, and make sure everything is locked down. Storage processor is secure into the DPE. Of course, we doing this no doubt while the DPE is in the cabinet still, just showing you here again for clarity. And make sure you go ahead and put your cables back where they were originally. So once we do that here, we're going to be able to go back into Unisphere, and we're going to validate that the fix has actually worked. And we can do that first by bringing the storage processor, selecting reboot, and coming to and selecting execute. You again need to type in the password of that service user. And once it comes back up, you'll note the peer processor A is now the primary. B looks healthy. They both look healthy in this case. So we want to validate through the alerts. The alerts are gone. Those critical alerts will be cleared by the system once the component is fixed. The logs will still be present, but the log in this case will still tell us that the cooling module is operating normally. And then if we looked at the system view and actually looked at the page, we see there are no errors logged, no issues. The enclosure should tell us the same thing. We need to go to the top view and we locate the crew. B0, we see it's healthy. And so in that particular instance, you had removed and replaced a fan cooling module in the Unity XT storage system.